Habit patterns correlated with psychology for living. Oh, it's not that messy. Find time to talk to your children about dubbing.
It's a little late for tears, isn't it, Barbara? Even though you didn't know it was going to happen today, you've still had your whole life to prepare for it.
A girl's first hangnail is the most devastating.
You've gotten into the habit of not being prepared. And now it's a little late, isn't it?
Oh, great. Another spiteful 50s narrator. Super.
You're a creature of habit, Barbara. We all are.
Except this one guy I know.
Unfortunately, not all of your habits are good ones.
You eat frozen pork and bathe in swamp water.
This was how your day started wrong.
Every time you hit snooze, baby Jesus cries.
Your neighbor, Helen, is a creature of habit, too. But she got up when the alarm went off.
She doesn't make me sick like you.
Because, Barbara, that's what she really had in mind when she said it.
This is going to be another grooming short. I'm not sure I can take it.
Helen has trained herself to know what she's going to do, in what order, and where the things are to do it with.
You might even say she has a disorder.
She really doesn't have to think about it. She already knows what clothes she's going to wear today.
She can think of nothing else, in fact.
As it turned out, it was a special day for Helen, too. But she makes a habit of being ready for special days.
It's the day of reckoning, and she loaded her gun before she went to bed.
And keeping them there. She uses taste in selecting her clothes.
Well, does she lick
But
them?
more than that, she keeps them clean and mended. And she's able to match the right skirt with the right
She looks like
sweater.
Jughead dressed up like Veronica. See how she even opens doors better than you?
This was going to be a special day for you.
Guy Fawkes Day.
But you hadn't gotten very far with your preparations for it. Was your whole family asleep? No, your mother was up.
And in a bell tower for some reason.
Barbara! Barbara, get up. You'll be late for school.
Does she have to do this every morning, Barbara?
Why don't you just kill her and get it over with, Barbara?
Do you hear me?
Can you feel me near you?
If your mother stopped acting like a second alarm clock for even one day, you'd probably think it was a dirty...
Pete,
Edited for content.
you. I'm up.
You didn't seem at all appreciative. Even if you're not really well-mannered, you could make a habit of being civil.
You can at least act like you're not the worst person
really up
ever.
when your mother called you. Little lies are such a firm foundation for big ones. You started your day with no plan at all. Looking for your hairbrush? Can't remember where you left it?
Objection, Your Honor. Narrator is badgering the witness.
You forgot other important things today.
Ah, why won't you just leave me alone? The Bernard Herrmann score really amplifies the tension.
You meant to fix that collar, but you've gotten into the habit of putting things off. There are so many things you plan to do this coming Saturday, or the one after that. Let's see. You found the algebra notebook you lost. The ski pants you meant to put away in the chest.
That universal vaccine you've been meaning to test.
You started to knit last summer. And, oh yes, the sweater you were looking for.
The sweater you don't deserve because you're unprepared and filthy and evil.
You decided to cover the spots on your sweater with a scarf. You often do that.
You can't hide your
But
sins
you
from the
can't forget
narrator,
that
Barbara.
The spots are there. If you had a habit plan for your mornings, you might get off to a decent start someday.
But who are we kidding? This is you we're talking
Helen
about.
has a habit plan, and it includes a healthy breakfast and a pleasant word with her parents.
Her dad's Frank Oz.
All three always enjoyed Mr. Elliott's comments on the news.
Liberal hogwash.
It was time to get started for office and school.
Dad has worked at office for
Helen's
35
dad
years
would
now.
drop her on the way downtown. And who could ask for a nicer way to go to school?
Nobody, that's for sure. Helen's dad's car is filled with candy bars and $100 bills.
Your brother was ready, but your father couldn't wait for you.
We wouldn't blame your
Or you
father
could
for
have driven
outright
to school
avoiding
with
you.
him. He used to enjoy that drive, too.
Especially the part where he dropped you off and didn't see you for 9 hours.
Your eggs were cold this morning.
This was back when the
But
Nutrition
you
Council
no
had
time
daily
to be
minimums
thinking
for
about
bacon
food or
consumption.
Think about your diet. No time for milk, or even to say good morning.
Even Charles Manson made
No
time to say good
for
morning.
manners. You made a pretty picture with your rumpled skirt, your spotted sweater, and your hair in a tizzy.
I think she looks okay.
As usual, all your neighbors knew how late it was when you went by at your regular dog trot.
Don't think for a minute they don't hate you.
You were late for school this morning, but then you're almost always late, and you're guilty about it. More so because your lateness is habitual.
What'd you call me?
You're in a rut with a bad habit. And the longer you stick with the habit, the deeper the rut gets.
Today you're late for school, tomorrow you're killing hobos
When
for
you saw
kicks.
Helen, you suddenly felt envious.
Of dead
But
people.
more than that, you felt a distaste for your sloppy ways. And you knew you could do something about them if only... That wasn't a happy thought, was it?
That's the beginning of
Or
self-loathing,
you
the key to
always drum
success.
with your fingers.
Each of the world's major religions has some teaching about how horrible you are, Barbara.
You were just chatting away with Helen when it happened.
You snapped
When
and
the
swore
day
vengeance on the
suddenly
narrator.
turned into something special. You've never been friends with Ann Tolliver, and you've always wanted to be.
Who hasn't? Look at her.
Some of the crowd's coming over to my house right after school. Do you think you two could make it?
No, Bono's kind of a jerk.
I'd love to. Swell. Well, what do you say, Bobby?
I don't know. Will there be any planning ahead?
Okay, see you later. Bye.
It'll be fun, won't it?
Oh, yes.
Certainly, yes.
Each school year sees new groups forming.
New
old
boobs
ones
forming?
reforming.
What?
Yours is a changing social world, and the opportunities to be part of it must be taken when they arise.
Consider this your one chance for
You
happiness,
knew this
Bobby.
afternoon that you were making a bad impression, and you knew how easy it is not to be invited again.
It's just
and how
assumed these
quickly you
people
could
are
be
worth
left out of the
impressing?
crowd. You were embarrassed by your messy hair and the fingernails you had neglected to clean.
You were right to be ashamed. Why can't you be more popular like Sylvia Plath here?
You worried about the spots on your sweater, Barbara.
You worried about continuity.
What really showed up were your habits.
Ah!
You
Ew.
didn't find it very pleasant comparing yourself with the others.
What? I said, what do you think?
You weren't listening. You seldom do.
Maybe if you stopped
It's a
insulting her
habit
in her
of
head
yours.
for 20 seconds.
I guess I don't know much about it.
They were talking about a popular book.
Catcher in the
All
Rye.
your friends were interested, but you never got into the habit of reading books.
You know what? It might just be quicker to list your good
Free
habits.
to do all the things she'd never been allowed to do.
Well, that was her whole reason for leaving her family. And then she married back to the same kind of lying.
Well, that's why I think the book's stupid.
Stupid like
Why
Barbara.
couldn't she have seen?
No, you added nothing to that conversation.
The trouble with me is getting started. I always have to force myself to do new things.
A young Barbara
Same
Walters.
way. I didn't even want to go to my first concert because I thought it would be too long-haired. Oh, but the music is wonderful. I'm going to go to the whole series.
Look at that table. Does Anne live in an
Mama had
Italian
to drive
restaurant?
me to the museum. But they have a wonderful costume exhibit there.
Oh,
I
costumes
got an idea for a
bogus.
new dress. Oh, what kind?
You've never taken an interest in music or politics or art.
Or taxidermy.
We always go to the beach.
Me and my boyfriend, Jerry Lee Lewis.
You've only been once.
There's wonderful swimming and lots of boys.
Haha, boy swimming.
Right where we go. And there are tennis courts at the hotels, too, and dances every weekend.
And the president is there, and I'm in charge and stuff.
It's just a short way to the city.
You couldn't help interrupting, could you?
Wanting to be
And
liked
you
is
couldn't
immoral.
help stretching truth like a rubber band. We all like to talk about ourselves.
Especially George
But a
Clooney.
soliloquy isn't a conversation. First, you didn't talk at all, and then you did all the talking.
Have you ever done even one thing right, Barbara?
It's a two-way street. But for you, it's either one way or a dead end.
Ease up, lady.
Goodbye. I hope you had a very nice day.
Thank you, I did. Bye.
See you tomorrow.
Okay. Because of you, my family has to move. Okay, good night.
Thank you.
In all society, at all ages, we know that people are going to talk about other people. Unfortunately, our faults are often more discussed than our good points.
Yeah. When
And
people gossip
sometimes
about
our
you,
good
it's
points
your
are
fault.
Completely hidden by our faults. But perhaps worst of all is our own disappointment in ourselves and the remarks we imagine our friends are making about us.
Dwell on this
I
now.
think dirty fingernails are horrible.
Maybe she felt shy.
She had the worst dubbing I've ever seen.
Shyness. And bad manners are still bad manners no matter what you call them.
Now, in your own room, the memory of this day stands between you and your whole pattern of behavior. Where will you start?
By jamming a pencil in your ear so you don't have to hear the narrator's voice
That
anymore.
starts with soap and water and goes on to regular meals and the right kind of food.
Am I going too fast for you, Barbara?
Your hair? It's more than just a shampoo when you happen to think of it. Your clothes?
Sheesh.
Not just
Prisoners of
clean
war
when
don't
your mother
undergo
takes
this
them
kind of
away from
psychological
you,
torture.
But a system of cleaning. For all of a pattern, a network of habits.
Habits are a
Helen
system of
checks her
tubes,
clothes for cleaning when she takes them off.
which happens twice a
That's
week.
habit of hers. This morning, Helen took her skirt from the front of the closet. Tonight, she hangs it in the back. That's a habit, too.
An obsessive-compulsive
One on
habit.
the plus side. It gives clothes a chance to hang, rests the fabric. Tonight, Helen makes a plan for tomorrow. A what to wear, what to do.
How to be better than you.
Design for living. Helen has the habit of being ready for special days.
She always orders an extra keg. Helen goes to sleep confident and happy, thanking God she's not you, Barbara.
Good habits save time and energy and give us greater freedom to do those extra things we want to do.
Like reading Mein Kampf. There's that score again.
Yes, a good start. But these improvements are not yet habits, not by any means.
We're not even sure we
They must
want you to
happen
improve.
again and again, until they fit into the fabric of the days without conscious thought.
Until your
If you
individuality and
try,
creativity are a
really
distant
try,
memory.
You can root out the poor, accidental habits and establish in their place the good habits approved by custom, accepted by society.
Custom approved, society accepted. Are you still here? Jeepers. Yes, I'll do it. I'll burn my house down. Surely this girl is on the road to success.
Across the street, Helen's light goes out.
Literally and metaphorically.
Reasonable hours are part of her pattern. And you, Barbara.
You stupid, ugly,
well,
horrible
you've had a hard
Barbara.
day. But staying awake to think about it won't help it any.
You can always hate yourself
Go to
more
bed early for a
tomorrow.
Change. Give yourself a good start on a new day.
For more information on preparedness and sensible living, visit your local nursing home. Barbara was put to sleep shortly after the making of this film.